Hello and welcome to Nationwide. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Remember, you can watch this broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and our other social media handles displayed on your screen. Now, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has suspended its indefinite strike after 29 days of industrial action. The strike, which began on November 1st, 2025, was suspended following deliberations at an extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held on Saturday. Secretary General of NARD, Dr. Shuaibu Ibrahim, confirmed the developments on his official X handle. Ibrahim explained that the suspension followed the signing of a memorandum of understanding with the federal government based on 7 key conditions set by the association. The conditions include the reinstatement of the Lokoja doctors, the release of the professional allowance table, payment of promotion arrears, payment of salary arrears in specific hospitals, implementation of an upgrade for doctors who passed Part 1 exams and met entry-level requirements, implementation of the specialist allowance and resolution of the membership certificate issue. Health services were severely disrupted nationwide during the strike, as about 11,000 resident doctors across 91 teaching hospitals withdrew their services in protest over poor working conditions and unpaid allowances. The federal government is set to resuscitate the Gongoshi Grazing Reserve in Adamawa State to its full potential, as efforts are closed for restocking of feeds and grazing. Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, stated this during an inspection of ongoing upgrading of facilities at the reserve. Yusuf Jika reports.
Gongoshi Grazing Reserve is one of the 69 grazing reserves in Adamawa State, with a total land area of 9,500 hectares. Digitaria, Brachiaria, and Super Napier grasses have been cultivated in hundreds of hectares of land within the reserve, a testimony that solidified the renewed hope commitment in the transformation of the livestock industry. This is Napier grass cultivated in the center of Gongoshi Grazing Reserve here in Adamawa State. In no distance time, these grasses will be chopped and be presented to pastoralists to give their cattle as part of efforts to integrate them formally into the renewed hope agenda of transforming the livestock industry. Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, said government will construct art dams, veterinary hospital, clinic and school to aid living of the pastoralists and have access to dry season pasture cultivation.
We are going to rehabilitate these grazing reserves to make them conducive to receive the pastoralists today that are moving from point A to point B. We can cultivate grass here. We can teach them to do it. This is the way to go. We are not banning open grazing. We are transiting in a methodical, gradual manner to rehabilitate grazing reserves between the federal government and the state government to make them conducive for the pastoralists to come here and remain.
Once we dam that stream, it means we can irrigate. And irrigation means you can have green forage all year round.
The minister also toured private ranch in Yola as part of effort to encourage and foster public-private collaboration in the development of the industry. In Yola, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Tamulu Nutsev, has assured the citizenry that Nigeria will be open defecation-free in 2030. And scarcity of potable water will soon be history. He disclosed this to newsmen in Makurdi, Benue State, with the reaffirmation of President Bola Tinubu's commitment to the Renewed Hope Agenda initiative in transforming all sectors of the economy. Charles Abba reports.
The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Telmun Usev, indicated that since his assumption of office, the ministry has been working assiduously towards executing water projects in various communities within the 6 geopolitical zones of the country to drive turbines, provide potable water for the people, boost agriculture to ensure food security, and to provide jobs for the teeming youths. He maintained that not less than 400 dams exist in the country, with several new ones being constructed to enhance hydropower generation and reduce the disasters caused by flooding.
So what our ministry is doing now is, first of all, to look at the existing dams that have challenges and then rehabilitate them.
The minister also assured people that open defecation-free Nigeria is possible by 2030, as Katsina State and 158 local government areas across the country have attained the status, especially as the ministry is working with relevant agencies and embarking on campaigns to achieve the target.
The other phase is from enlightening people of the importance of we using the toilets and not defecating outside.
The minister explained that Mr. President has approved the construction of a mega bridge across the river Buruku to link Benue and Taraba to ease transportation of agricultural products. In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
Nigeria's drive to strengthen primary health care, the very foundation of its national health system, continues to face real-life tests in communities across the country. And in Bayelsa State, the primary healthcare facility in Ogbogoro, for instance, is a clear example of both the promise and the pressure on the federal government's primary healthcare program. In this report, Ifoma Aihoji takes us inside a centre driven by commitment but held back by scarce medical resources.
Primary healthcare centers are the heartbeat of any society. The first point of contact for immunization, self-delivery, malaria treatment and everyday emergencies. When they work well, communities stay healthier. When they struggle, the absence is felt in most households. In Ogbogoro community, a suburb of Yenagoa, the capital city of Bayelsa State, that heartbeat comes from just one facility, a PHC built under the Millennium Development Goals, MDGs, and serving as the only government health post for hundreds of residents.
We carry out family planning services, immunization services, nutrition and health services. So we take deliveries too. We don't have any file cabinets, no good laboratory, no power supply.
The health center I know in the community, I think they are trying, but the only issue is that some admin things are needed from the government because the population is increasing, so some of those facilities is not enough.
If government and relevant authorities can bring the necessary facilities and medications to this center, this small place can give huge results. In Ogbogoro community, Yanagua, Ifoma Aihoji, NTA News.
The chairman of the Independence Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliu, SAN, says the conviction of Professor Cyril Ndifon of the University of Calabar over sexual offences is a landmark judgment and a deterrent to others. This was at a press briefing in Abuja to address issues surrounding the recent conviction of the former dean of the Faculty of Law. Tokbe Alabi reports.
Following a formal petition to the commission after a protest by the University of Calabar students against Professor Cyril Ndifon went viral on September 15, 2023, investigation commenced, and on the 17th day of November 2025, the former dean of the Faculty of Law was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for sexual harassment without an option of fine. The press conference was convened to present and clarify the facts and the recent conviction of Professor Ndifon for sexual offences.
We are getting the students to own the crusade against corruption, and we are teaching them to be bold in reporting. We are also providing for them safe reporting channels.
The man went back and forth, tried to scoff the entire process, but God will have it. 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the owner.
And that the elements of rape as an offense is very, very distinct and clear from the elements of demand for gratification or abuse of office that ICPC was investigating.
And it might interest you to know that some days ago we commenced the 16 days of activism. So it's not a mere coincidence, really, that at a time like this we have this judgment to celebrate and also to further highlight our role as critical stakeholders to end every form of sexual harassment.
For ICPC, the conviction of Professor Ndifon is a clear signal that offenders of sexual harassment and cyberbullying will not go unpunished no matter what it takes. From the ICPC headquarters in Abuja, Tokwe Alabi, NTA News.
In the meantime, wife of the Zamfara State Governor, Huriya Dauda Lawal, has launched a global coalition of women-led organizations with a call for collective action to tackle the challenges facing women and children in the state. The launching, organized by the Health and Integrity for Women and Children Development Initiative, aims to promote gender equality. Haliru Mohammed has more.
The launch of the coalition of women-led organizations around Gusau aims to amplify women's rights, promote gender equality, and dismantle systemic barriers. Wife of Zamfara State Governor Huriya Dauda Lawal, who unveiled the organization, pledged the state government's continued support for protecting women and children's rights.
I acknowledge Carol's effort to confront the challenges of affecting women, children, and vulnerable, and my office will continue to support interventions that advance their well-being.
Founder of the initiative, Aisha Abdu Gusau, underscored the importance of addressing societal vulnerabilities.
Let us join hands to empower women, protect girls, strengthen families, and uplift communities.
Others who spoke at the event, including the Speaker, Zamfara State House of Assembly, represented by the House Majority Leader, Permanent Secretary, Ministry for Women Affairs and Social Development, and the representative of the Emir of Gusau, among other speakers, praised the initiative as timely, calling for collective action to overcome challenges affecting women and children in the state. In Gusau, Haliru Muhammad, NTA News.
Now, in a significant move to create a single unified market access and attract foreign investment across the African continent, the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILS, has organized the first hybrid sensitization program towards facilitating national implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement and its associated 8 protocols in Abuja. Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
Nigeria has been endorsed as champion and promoter of the African Continental Free Trade Area Digital Trade Protocol in Africa on the 16th February this year by the African Union Assembly of Heads of State at the 38th Ordinary Session in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Experts say this responsibility became imperative in ensuring the actualization of the agreement amongst member states.
Nigeria is leveraging on the AFTA operational tools in order to benefit from the access to the largest free trade area in the world by the number of participating countries, 55. And this particular largest free trade area in the world, which is in Africa, seeks to connect, about 1.3 billion people, and then each country and its citizens, Nigeria inclusive, we want to access the 3.4 trillion GDP that AFTA is going to create for Africa.
So this event, therefore, is more than just sensitization program. It's a demonstration of NIL's capacity to explore new and strategic frontiers of learning relevance to African sustainable development and industrialization.
Going forward, Nigeria is expected to look into partnerships, collaboration with institutions to achieve the set goals. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Time now to join Awal Yusuf Jibo from Lagos to give us details of the link between diplomacy and communication. Hello, Awal. It's over to you. Jibo from Lagos to give us.
With communication as the backbone of effective international relations, the need for Nigeria to invest in skilled communicators who can navigate cultural, linguistic, and technological challenges while fostering mutual understanding and cooperation is paramount. Experts also believe building tomorrow's diplomatic leaders through knowledge, skills, and multilateral engagement is crucial. Diana Ajale reports.
A lot of us, we go through a lot online.
From projecting soft power, allying nations to promote their values,
culture, and policies on the global stage. The critical role of communication and diplomacy cannot be overemphasized. This forum, according to convener, seeks to strengthen Nigerians' communication skill while advancing national development.
We want to inculcate in the minds of Nigerians, Africans, the skills of diplomacy, all right, and of course effective communication.
Speakers gave insights on the important role of communication as the life wire to everything attached to humans.
Understanding how to communicate, understanding where communication works best and which kind of communication works best is also important in diplomatic engagement.
I'm fired up to go back and sit down and rethink strategies that we can use.
The gathering featured fireside chat and simulation session where participants role-played as ambassadors representing different African countries, engaging in bilateral and multilateral negotiations on global issues such as economic partnerships, distribution of vetoed power, and tackling insecurity.
We call the youth the future leaders, but we are the current leaders. And the time for us to be participating in every decision making is now.
Always project the country in good light on the global scene, empowering Nigerian youth with knowledge and skills in diplomacy, as well as corporate communication, among others, is the take-home message from Diplomacy and Communication Conference 2.0. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
The high demand of products and availability of markets have been identified as a major cause of increase in the trade of endangered species. Checking the activities of the criminals involved in this trade should not be treated with kid gloves, as the Nigeria Customs semi-border intercepted 1 lion cub and 2 Patter's monkey. Bolaji Akim completes the story.
Endangered species is a major global crisis widely considered to be booming. This has been identified as the significant drivers of extinction for most of the species. Traders involved in this illegal transaction devise various means in carrying out their activities, but the eagle eyes of the Nigeria Customs semi-border caught up with 2 men while trying to convey a lion cub and 2 Patter's monkey through Seme to Benin Republic. The endangered species, which were said to be coming from Kano, were transported in a vehicle in clear violation of national and international wildlife protection law. The intercepted species have been handed over to the appropriate authority for proper care and expert handling by the Customs Area Controller, Semi-Border Wale Adenuga, who was represented by the Deputy Controller. While the suspects will be made to face the law, Adenuga reaffirmed the command's resolve to enforce all laws relating to protection of wildlife, environmental conservation, and border security. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
That concludes our contribution from Lagos. Nationwide will continue after the break with Kemi Ocean in Ibadan.
Thanks for rejoining us. Let's talk security now. Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, has called on security agencies to go after the marauding bandits terrorizing some villages in Sanyawa and Shanunu local government areas of Kano State. Senator Barau, while reacting to the bandits' attack in the village on Saturday night, appealed to the security agencies to double their efforts and take the fight to the criminal elements who are infiltrating from neighboring states. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ismail Mudashir, Barau noted the reports that a woman was killed and 3 persons kidnapped during the attack. He called on security agencies to rescue the abductees and take the fight to the criminal elements. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force has intensified its precision counter-terrorism operations across the northwest and northeast, delivering devastating intelligence-driven air interdictions that dismantled terror cells and eliminated scores of fleeing insurgents. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports that in Katsina State, Nigerian Air Force aircraft executed 2 coordinated strikes under Operation Fansanyama Sector 2.
Statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehime Ejodame, indicates that the first strike targeted the fortified base of a notorious terrorist kingpin linked to serial kidnappings, violent attacks, and livestock rustling across Kankara, Faskari, and Malumfashi local government areas. Guided by real-time intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, the aircraft destroyed the camp with precision munitions, while persistent intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance enabled follow-on engagements as surviving fighters attempted to flee. A second strike hit another major terrorist enclave in Damfako, Faskari local government area, destroying logistics hub, structures, equipment and operational infrastructure. In Borno State, NAF Air Power again proved decisive as ground troops of the 28th Task Force Brigade Sector 4, Operation Heading K, repelled a coordinated multi-front ISWAP and Boko Haram attack on Chibok. NAF aircraft conducted 4 major strikes guided by real-time intelligence from ground forces against regrouping insurgents along their escape routes, inflicting significant damage. These operations underscore the NAF's unwavering commitment to precise surgical engagement aimed at neutralizing threats, restoring security, and safeguarding the lives and property of citizens. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
And in demonstrating its continued commitment to fostering strong ties with the public, the Nigerian Air Force has inaugurated a special intervention project at a school in Kwara State. In a message delivered at the inauguration, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Kelvin Anike, reaffirmed the force's resolve to deepen trust and enhance civil-military cooperation nationwide. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya reports.
The Special Intervention and Quick Impact Project by the Nigerian Air Force through the Chief of Air Staff at Jamaatul Nasrul Islam School in Babanloma, Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State, is one of the numerous measures the Nigerian Air Force is putting in place across the country to sustain a cordial trust between the military and the populace. Representative of the Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Civil Military Relations, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gabgwet, explained that the Nigerian Air Force has over the years been building a strong cordial relationship with the populace, which will not only strengthen trust between the Nigerian Air Force and Nigerians, but will also aid in maintaining peace across the country.
Building schools, providing basic amenities in communities also helps in building trust and then making the Air Force look good in the eyes of Nigerians. So it's very, very important too.
It is anchored on the need for the Nigerian Air Force to reach out to societies around us to know that the Air Force is not only about managing violence, but we also care about their well-being.
It's giving back to the community that made one, all to the glory of God. If you see something that you appreciate, when you have the opportunity, do it better.
The projects inaugurated include an ICT center, core members lodge, and the staff model nursery and primary section of the school that were all renovated and equipped with the latest state-of-art items. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
In another developments, the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, says the President Bola Tinubu administration will continue to adopt an integrated security strategy that balances military strength with community engagement to address the security challenges in the Northwest geopolitical zone. The minister made this known at the Senate Ad Hoc Committee's Northwest National Security Summit, where stakeholders reiterated the call for the establishment of a Northwest Theatre Command to strengthen coordinated operations in the region. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports.
The Nigerian Senate Ad Hoc Committee on National Security is summit, moving beyond their deliberations within the Red Chamber, arriving at the Umar Musa Eradua Hall to take the conversation on security directly to the people of the Northwest.
The senators are sensitive to the plight of Nigerians and are determined to play their part in finding lasting solutions to the problems.
Let me reiterate the President's firm directive for the armed forces and other security agencies to sustain momentum. He expects deeper interagency synergy, stronger intelligence fusion, and improved protection of schools and rural communities.
Even the colonialists, when they came, they did not have the requisite manpower to man this large expanse of land. So what they did was the indirect rule system. Why are we shying away from it? Take back community police, regulate it back to the traditional authority.
Governor of Kaduna State, who has implemented a working security model in the state, also shared key suggestions based on his administration's experience.
I want us to talk much about the non-kinetic approach. People misunderstood that term. We're not talking about negotiating with bandits. No. Instead, we're even talking about reaching out to the victims of the banditry. Because in Kaduna, only 6 months ago, we gave houses free to victims of banditry that were affected many years ago. When we talk about non-kinetic, we're talking about good governance.
The participants expressed hope that this summit will contribute to ending insecurity in the Northwest. In Kaduna, I'm Muhammad Marajinki, NTA News.
And the federal government has renewed its commitment to tackling insecurity, calling on regional and international allies to strengthen collaboration in the collective fight against the scourge. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, gave the assurance when he received a delegation of the Charismatic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, led by its president, Archbishop Leonard Bature Kawas, who paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. The SGF stated that the Tinubu administration is doing everything within its power to ensure the security of lives and property, and sought collaborative support from international allies to fight the menace. He acknowledged the vote of confidence passed on the administration of President Bola Tinubu, which is a testament to the efforts made by the administration towards tackling insecurity and other challenges facing the country. He urged the religious bodies to pray for the peace and prosperity of the country. President of CBCN, Archbishop Leonard Bature Kawas, reaffirmed their commitment to supporting the Tinubu administration in its quest to fight insecurity and passed a vote of confidence on the administration. He assured him that they are committed to praying for peace and unity to prevail in the country. Elsewhere, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have dismantled a Lagos-based social media network that was distributing illicit substances hidden in imported Christmas cookie and snack packets. 2 alleged masterminds were also arrested. Details with Salwa Khalil Ibrahim.
The syndicate, run by Dudo, who operate and distribute through a WhatsApp platform, imported Canadian Loud, a strong strain of cannabis, and a variety of colorful sachets with pictures and labels of cocaine packaged in retail quantities. The 2 were intercepted at their apartment in Lekki, where a large quantity of the designer sachets and 5 kilograms of Loud were recovered at the point of their arrest. At a courier company in Lagos, 100 grams of Loud concealed in a teddy bear imported from Thailand were intercepted, while a consignment of 548 capsules of tramadol hidden in bottles of vitamin C and magnesium bound for the United Kingdom was recovered at another logistics firm. Meanwhile, no fewer than 7 suspects were arrested when NDLEA operatives raided the Ipe forest in the Akoko southeast area of Ondo State, where they recovered 3.77 kilograms of skunk, a strain of cannabis, and a couple were nabbed along the Abuja-Kaduna highway with 725 rounds of 7.62 millimeters live ammunition concealed in a sack of maize, and were subsequently handed over to security operatives. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
And still on combating drug abuse, let's join Obehi Otobwa Prasa in Benin for more updates.
To Benin, efforts efforts of the Edo State government's campaign against illicit drugs is beginning to yield the desired results, as 7 persons, including a nursing mother, have been apprehended in a joint anti-drug operation across Uromi, Ubiaja and Auchi in Edo Central and Edo North senatorial districts. Goodluck Enaini reports.
The suspects were arrested in a raid conducted in Esa Northeast, Esa Southeast, and Esako West and paraded in Benin City by the Edo State Task Force. Commissioner for Public Safety and Security Festus Egbe disclosed that the arrest followed credible intelligence and targeted raid on known drug hubs as quantities of illicit substances were recovered from the suspect as evidence of their involvement in the sale and distribution of hard drugs.
Our men, it took them time to break into some of the houses. They had to use smoke, tear gas to be able to get access. They locked themselves up. It's going to be continuous. It's not just a thing we do once and we stay away.
Chairman of the Edo State Task Force, CSP Michael Aneto, reaffirmed his team's commitment to eradicating drug-related crime across the state.
Those involved should quit because wherever you are, we surely get to you. There is no hiding place for them.
The suspects, who will undergo investigation before facing prosecution, narrates their levels of involvement.
I started this business for European country, and I don't know that business is destroying the youth.
When I went to go and charge pool, the place that are selling this thing is my village there. They now hold me without nothing.
I say Malikush.
Huh?
Malikush.
What's
Loud.
They just catch me say because I'm selling nylon. That's why they catch me.
The Edo State government says it will sustain the crackdown until all communities are safe, secured and free from the scourge of illicit drugs. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Edo State government has commenced the fixing of flood retention ponds as part of plans to restore critical flood infrastructure in line with Governor Monday Okpebholo's Shine agenda. Again, Goodluck Enaini reports that the move is in fulfillment of the state governor's promise to the people.
So the overflow drains into the school. Once it is rain, I can't stay in the house because of flooding.
We'll be tackling a lot of erosion problems. If I had known about this problem earlier, I could have been a teen of the past.
That was the visit of the Commandant, Nigerian Army School of Supply and Transport, General Adebayo Adegbite, among other visits few months ago, seeking the governor's intervention on the menace of flooding. Now, it is time for government to actualize its promise, beginning with the inspection of the various flood retention points to ascertain their true states. While some ponds are undergoing desilting, others have drainage being constructed, ensuring interconnectivity and channeling storm water from various sections linked directly to various outlets like the Ogba River to enhance water evacuation during heavy rains.
In this government, we want to take the water from here to Ogba River. And from here to Ogba River, it's about 6.2 kilometers. The project will be in the next 6 months.
The intention of government is to safeguard the citizens who must be environment friendly.
As government, we have done our part. It's now left for them to now complement what we have done.
Since when this erosion control project came in here, at least a lot of people are happy.
Nobody will come here before 3 or 4. Everybody will make voice house.
For the residents who have lived with the menace of flooding, it is a new beginning. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
And that's the update for now from Benin. Nationwide continues with Dennis in Abuja right after this break.
Thanks for rejoining us in Abuja. We'll talk more on security now. The Nigerian Army is developing the capacity of personnel in indigenous languages with a view to enhancing communication and intelligence gathering, particularly in the grassroots. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, in a message, urged military personnel to be proficient in different languages to facilitate intelligence gathering for proactive operations.
Teaching our soldiers various indigenous languages, and this is to ensure they learn and they speak, because it will aid our operations in terms of information and intelligence gathering, further enhance our operations in counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency.
This is one of the policies the Army Headquarters initiated, Indigenous Languages Proficiency course, for us to be able to equip our personnel while operating in the respective theaters in the country, to be able to interact more with the population, and by so doing, gather information that will enhance their intelligence activity towards more efficiency.
This language proficiency course, organized by the Nigerian Army Resource Center Abuja, is the 20th in the series. And the growing security concerns along Nigeria's waterways have intensified calls for smarter intelligence gathering and improved technological deployments as part of strategies to strengthen maritime safety. This formed the focus of discussions during an interactive session between the Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Abdullahi Mustafa, and the Ondo State Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, in Akure. Paul Omukago reports.
The Nigerian Navy's Western Naval Command continues to play a strategic role in curbing criminal activities and safeguarding national assets across its operational areas. The visit of the Flag Officer commanding and his team to Ondo State highlights the need for deeper collaboration with the government, particularly in the areas of logistical support and enhanced surveillance in key locations across the state.
Ondo State it's a major player in the strategic calculus of Nigerian economy, given its coastline. Our duty as security forces, especially the Navy, is to be poised, preemptive, and prepared to make sure we share your vision and protect these economic potentials.
Government, military, and other security agencies, because security is everybody's business and it's 24/7. There is no time we have to allow any loophole anyway. So we as government are going to give you that support.
Beyond maintaining security across the Southwest Maritime Corridor, the Western Naval Command also lends support to various government initiatives aimed at strengthening safety and development in the region. In Akure, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
In other news, 10 soul-lifting books which capture teachings and experiences of the author, Apostle Goodheart Obi Ekweme, for spiritual upliftment, mentorship and encouragements are currently in the public domain. Elizabeth Omori reports that the collections aim to deepen understanding of the Christian faith.
It's not the regular church service, but here, visions came into alignment. For Apostle Goodheart Obi Ekweme, being in the ministry propagating the gospel of Christ for 40 years and still counting is a mission that cannot be halted. The unveiling of these literary works further attests to his unwavering commitment to the gospel.
They're my really best. They're my best of best because they contain deeper dealings in my heart with God in my journey in the past few years, captured in book form. So I can't say which is the best. I love all of them, but these last 10 titles, look out for them. They are hot.
His latest publications include Dream Big and Triumphant Faith.
Yours is a testimony of commencement and continuity. And because of we are seeing continuity, we shall see completion.
Yeah. He's a man whose name typifies who he is. His good heart, Ekweme.
It's been a blessing to
Rogic as a ministry and to the body of Christ at large.
The first one that comes to mind is Revival is Here Again. It's truly an embodiment of everything he's about, everything this ministry is about.
The author, a chartered accountant and a seasoned mentor, is the visionary over the Revival House of Glory International Church. Currently, he has a total of 46 books. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
The revered University of Maiduguri has achieved its core mandate of providing the student population with the opportunity to obtain bachelor's degrees in any field, in addition to addressing the backwardness of being experienced in getting Western education, especially within the Northeast region. These were the views of personalities during a special lecture held to celebrate 50 years of the existence of the University of Maiduguri, as well as the 25th combined convocation ceremony of the institution. Tina Toro reports.
The 25th Combined Convocation Ceremony and 50th Anniversary Celebration Lecture, titled The Role of Education as the Anchor for Resilience and Competitiveness Towards Sustainable Development in Disrupted Economy, was delivered by former Executive Secretary TED Fund, Professor Suleiman Elias Buguru. He noted that trends and evidence of the role of education and application of knowledge in contemporary world is undisputed.
It is knowledge acquired through education over centuries of civilization and now largely reflective on the level of industrialization that define global trends, including progress, backwardness, and utter chaos.
Professor Bogoro further stated that the first step in building a national knowledgeable economy is to understand the country's strengths and weaknesses, as well as strengths and weaknesses of actual and potential competitors, then articulate the goals and develop policies and investments to achieve them. Other personalities acknowledged the tremendous achievements of the University of Maiduguri since inception, especially in the area of producing competent graduates that have excelled in various fields of human endeavor, in addition to training the younger generation to become productive members of the society. In Maiduguri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
The Muslim faithful have tasked governments at all levels, religious leaders and citizens to work together in promoting understanding, acceptance and inclusivity towards creating a peaceful society where every Nigerian can thrive. They were speaking at the Igbo Muslim Summits and unveiling of the Igbo Quran held in Enugu with the theme, the economic benefits of religious tolerance, building a stronger Nigeria. Chimaroke Ugu reports.
Nigeria, a country with diverse population of over 200 million people, is a home to various ethnic and religious groups. Promoting religious tolerance can have far-reaching economic benefits, contributing to Nigeria's growth and development. The Igbo Muslim National Summit in Enugu with the theme, the economic benefits of religious tolerance to building a stronger Nigeria, aimed to identify challenges faced by Igbo Muslims and propose pathways for national integration, institutional strengthening, political engagement, and to promote a society where being a Muslim is not an exception, but a recognized and respected identity as enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution.
It is a moment of reflection, a call for action, and a renewed commitment to the cause of Islam in the southeastern region of Nigeria.
Whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim, the most important thing is for you to know the foundation of your religion and then put it into practice.
Awards of recognitions were presented to well-deserved Muslims that have contributed to the growth of Igbo Muslims. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
Nigeria's D Tigers face a must-win showdown against Rwanda tonight as they battle for a place in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. For full details and other top stories, let's join Suleiman Musa on Sports Update.
The Abuja football community has received another major boost in female grassroots development as the High Game Football Tournament kicks off in the FCT. In the opening fixture, Firstly Academy, dressed in their traditional orange and black, began their title defense with a hard-earned 2-1 victory over Hovel Angels at the Area 3 pitch. Founder of the High Game Foundation, Pat Ayegba, said the week-long tournament is designed to discover and nurture young female talents for opportunities at national and international levels.
We winning this first game now, we believe our next game we up our game again to make sure we win the next one.
This football is not just an exciting game. It's something that the girl child can easily use to get their mind off crying.
In basketball, Nigeria's the Tigers face Rwanda this Sunday in their final group game in Tunisia after enduring another difficult outing in the 2027 FIBA World Cup African qualifiers. They fell 69-55 to Guinea on Saturday. The team is under pressure in a winner-takes-all clash, having lost to Guinea 69-55 and also to Tunisia 78-88, although Rwanda are in a similar bind, having lost their both games. Tonight's match will decide which country joins Tunisia and Guinea in advancing to the next qualification window. Tip-off is at 8 p.m. in Rate, with the loser crashing out of contention. Nigeria, still searching for their first win of the window, will hope to salvage pride and finish in a positive note against Rwanda. And finally, Jamish Keva beat Fraser Clark by split decision to claim the British heavyweight title on a significant night. The judges score it 115-113 and 115-112 for Chikeva, while the third judge went 115-112 for Olympic bronze medalist Clark, who reached the podium at Tokyo 2020, suffered the second defeat of his professional career. 32-year-old Chikeva walked out of the ring with the prestigious British heavyweight title, joining the lineage that include Henry Cooper, Lennox Lewis, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
And that concludes Nationwide. Thank you for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.